Hey guys, I'm excited to have a new Charlotte Tilbury video for you. She launched kind of like a mini collection called the Summer of Lovegasm collection. It was an interesting launch, small, and in the collection, they launched the Glowgasm face palette in the shade Lovegasm. Only one shade, but a new shade of the Beauty Light Wand, and then two of a re-promoted formula, but new colors of the Jewel Lips lip glosses. So today I'm going to review part of the collection because the big part, the palette part, the Lovegasm face palette, I used to own. This is a re-promote from a few years ago. What's interesting is since Lovegasm, this isn't the first time we've had it, in the very first Lovegasm collection, there were actually two palettes, the Lightgasm and the Lovegasm, and oddly enough, in this collection, it's only the Lovegasm. And I have a review up of the Lovegasm from the first time it launched if you want to check out my thoughts on that. But I did give that to my mom, so I figured if I already had it and didn't love it enough to keep it myself, I just felt like the colors looked better on my mom, who has a medium skin tone. There was no need for me to repurchase it. It's $75. I think it's really beautiful. I can't speak for if there was a reformulation, but the formulas, I've always loved the aesthetic of it, but the bronzer has been a little hard pan for me, or it was hard pan for me, and it was more difficult to get the color up. Since the bronzer in the Lovegasm is darker than what was in the Lightgasm, it showed up on me better, but if you have like a medium to deep complexion, that bronzer, not very good if they haven't changed the formula already. I always kind of preferred Lightgasm. I wonder why they didn't bring it back. I think this one is beautiful, not the best of the best, 100% great quality, but I don't want to speak about this new launch because I don't know if there was a reformulation or not, but weird that only one came out. But if I'm thinking back, I do believe Lovegasm was the more popular of the two shades, but I'm skipping out on that. I'll link the original review down below for you guys if you do want to see the swatches and what I thought about it. But today I'm only going to be talking about the new shade of the Beauty Light Wand and then the two new shades of the Jewel Lips. So let's go ahead and get started with the new Beauty Light Wand since these are trendy. Everybody wants a piece of this from Charlotte Tilbury. So this is $42, very expensive. So this is adding to the already existing collection. The box that it comes in is the same packaging as before. Here is the Pinkgasm Sunset color. They describe it as a radiant rose pink. It's an easy liquid highlighter blush hybrid for a deeper kiss of color inspired by the standout Pinkgasm, which I will be doing a side-by-side today for you to see if you can tell a difference. These are pretty neat because depending on your skin tone, you can either make it like a highlight or a blush, but this one has some depth to it, so I think it's going to be a blush on everybody. It's that same packaging where you have the sponge. I did already put this on my face once because I want you to see also what it looks like just on its own and not compared to Pinkgasm. And let's see, made in Italy, 12-month shelf life, which is the same as the other ones. If you haven't used this before, you have to twist it open and squish it, but don't squish too hard because too much product might end up coming out. So, see that? Okay, I'm gonna swatch it for you. So I had a lot of product come out on that, and I don't see any like glitters. You can see it's kind of metallic, but really deep and beautiful. Just for comparison's sake, I am pulling out the OG Pinkgasm, which if you're not familiar with the brand, is an iconic shade. Ooh, okay. It's definitely more warm and red, almost copper compared to Pinkgasm. I honestly don't think these are going to be close at all on the cheeks. And let's take a look at Peachgasm here as well. Might as well, so you can tell the difference right there. So Peachgasm is definitely on the lighter side. Honestly, I'm very happy because this looks much different than the other two. So let's get to applying. Pretty quick and dirty, I feel like this video is going to be. I'm familiar with these formulas. I love these formulas. So I'm just going to do 2 dots, and we'll put this on the nose while we're at it for a little extra vavoom. I'm using my BK Beauty 109 brush to blend this out. I have minimal powder on my face. I did set my T-zone with the Laura Mercier powder, but other than that, my cheeks are pretty bare from powder. I'll have everything linked down below that I'm wearing on my face, but this is a beautiful formula. I prefer to put it directly on the cheek and then use something like a brush or a sponge to blend it out. it can sit on the skin for a little bit before it dries down. So you have a little bit of wiggle room to blend it out, but not too much time. Look at that. That is so beautiful, is it not? I really like this. I think this is pretty for every day. I think this is going to be beautiful on a wider range of skin tones. So this one is by far the most inclusive shade. If you're very, very fair, definitely use a minimal amount, but you can still get this to work for you, from what I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do want to put Pillow Talk on this cheek. I'll probably end up putting the new shade over top of this, but I want you to see them side by side. I'm going to use my sponge to blend this out. I love a good Pinkgasm though, because I love a rosy cheek like this that's more on the pink side. Just goes with my makeup looks a little better. But I feel like these two look quite different on the cheeks. I feel like they give off a different vibe. This Pinkgasm Sunset is perfect for the summertime, so I feel like this came out right at the right time when everybody's skin is getting a bit more tanned or wearing warmer colors. Ooh, so that's the difference, and they definitely do look different to me. I'm going in with another layer of Pinkgasm Sunset over top just to even the cheeks out more, and then I do want to show you a second layer. So using my BK Beauty. If you're using a brush or whenever you're blending out, notice how I'm using patting motions just so that you don't move around your foundation. Underneath, in case you needed some application tips, you can also, if you want, put the product on your hand first and then go in with your brush too. I'm going to do another layer so you can see how this layers up. Since I do have a lighter complexion, I'm just going to do one dot. But this definitely builds up as well, which is a great sign if you do have a deeper complexion. I love this color. I think this was a really nice one to launch. It's different than what she already has in the line, and it's going to suit a deeper range of skin tones than what was available before. And it's that same beautiful formula where your cheek has a nice glow. I'm overly blushed right now, but I did want to just show you what it could do. Now let's head over to the jewel lips. So these are called the Pinkgasm jewel lips. She came out with two shades. They are $32 each. The box is so beautiful. And then here are the two shades. Now she's come out with this formula before, but the packaging was a bit different. This one is a little bit more clean and sleek. I kind of prefer the old packaging, but I love these colors. So these give a hydrating plump effect to the lips, which are gonna give like a dazzling finish as well. Instantly, my eyes go to this Pinkgasm shade. Let's see. Where were these made? These have an 18-month shelf life, which is just a little longer, about 6 months than the average lip gloss, and made in Italy as well. So let me swatch Pinkgasm. I've already put these on my lips. You thought I could wait? I couldn't. But can you see the little sparklies in the lip gloss itself on the tube? And this is what the doe foot applicator looks like. It's kind of flat on one side. So this is more sheer than I thought it would be. It kind of has a milky pink color, and in the swatch I feel like the glitters don't really show through as much. I'm gonna put them on the lips for you. I just have, by the way, a little bit of Iconic London Fuller Pout lip liner in the shade Sister Sister around the edges. So you can see it's kind of sheer. It has a little bit of milkiness to it, and you don't want to build up a lip gloss too much because then that creates a mess. But it does create a little bit of a milky pink color on the lips, but honestly not too much pigment, and that's not bad. It just depends what kind of look you're going for, but it's not as glimmery on the lips as I was hoping for it to be, considering it's called jewel lips. I was never really in love with any Charlotte Tilbury lip gloss formula before. The collagen lip bath is nice, but she doesn't excel in lip glosses, in my opinion. Not sticky, it does have a thicker feel. It does smooth over the lips pretty nice, so it does give a decent plump, and it also has a decent lasting time as well. So this color is pretty. I don't think it was a necessity for me, but I do feel like this is a very flattering pink on myself, and even though I did say, it was a bit more on the sheer side, it does leave that little bit of color, which I do think is really pretty good for every day. So that's the Pinkgasm. Let's try the next one. So this is Pinkgasm Sunset. So this is meant to go with the new blush color. I was really excited about this one. Could have been scary, but you can see it is a sheer color as well. So let's apply it. So of the two lip glosses, this is the one that I would recommend. I don't think buying both is necessary. I love the color that this leaves behind. Even though I did like the Pinkgasm, I feel like this one kind of gives a little bit of a more stained look. It goes better with the blush wand if you did pick that up. And it adds just enough color. It's still a sheer gloss, but it's not going to leave your lips looking light or just like you put a clear gloss over it. I do feel like it has more of a purpose on the face. And I feel like the color is so pretty. It almost looks like my natural color is more pigmented because of this sheer tint of the red. This one's definitely my favorite, but again with the formulation, it doesn't really show up dazzly or sparkly like they look in the component themselves, which to be fair, they don't really look super dazzly, but they definitely have more reflect. But this color is beautiful. I feel like this gives a really smooth effect to the lips. So while I said these aren't like the best formula, I found that these compared to the old Jewel Lip formula, they're more sheer. Right? So the formula of the Jewel Lips that I got from the first time they were launched, they had a little bit more pigment, but I was never really crazy about the consistency. I feel like the sheer color in these works better with this formula because it gives more of a smooth, plumped effect. So I feel like this is an improved formula. I do like it better. I think $32 for these is a little bit on the expensive side, but if you are interested, Pinkgasm Sunset I think is the one to go with if you're in between two colors. It's not sticky. It's pretty smooth feeling on the lips. It does feel hydrating. Okay, I feel like this one is definitely an improvement. I like this. And I like it even more in the second color because the first color I was like, about this one. It's really nice. It looks very good on my lips. It almost has like a lip oil effect. But anyways, those are the new items from the Charlotte Tilbury Summer of Lovegasm collection. Let me know if you picked anything up and what your thoughts are. I think while small, this is a mighty good collection. The Lovegasm palette itself, a little odd that it was relaunched and just one of the two were relaunched. Would have loved to have seen her even I mean, we say this with every brand, but if we could broaden the number of palettes that are launched and maybe geared towards different skin tones, that would be great. But I think it's a good launch, and overall all of the products launched are definitely more appropriate for medium skin tones. I don't know, I really like it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review and found it helpful. If you liked it, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.